Hi folks, so today you're watching this video on two things for your student-led conferences. First, on how to do a screencast, which is what I'm doing right now, and second, what to do with your Google Slides. So, what you're going to do in order to do a screencasting is you're actually going to go into your settings. You can see, typically speaking, your settings pops up into the general. This is what we're currently in, it's in the general settings. But I want you to go down into your control center. All right, so we were in general, we're going down one to control center. When you go into the control center, you can click customize options. All right, and there's lots of different controls for you. Now this one here is called screen recording. You can see it's at the very bottom of my first list. That one is the one that I'm currently using right now. All right, so this is my screen recording, the one I'm using now. Now, in order to get it to actually appear on your iPad, you have to click the little green plus button. So yours is going to be down here in the more controls, and you're going to click that green plus button. So maybe I want to also add the magnifier, right? So I click the green plus button, and the magnifier is now part of my tools. Now, I don't really need the magnifier, so I'm going to go ahead and remove it. I'm not going to remove that screen recording one, though, because that's what I'm using right now. In order to get into your screen recording and actually make a screen recording happen, you're going to go ahead and pull down the top right-hand corner of your iPad. So again, right up where your percentage is, your battery percentage, you're going to pull that down, and you can see on my screen I have a flashing red circle. That flashing red circle tells me that I'm actually screen recording right now. Now, if you hold down that flashing red circle, I can't show you what it's going to look like because that would end my screen recording. But when you hold down that flashing red circle, yours will actually be a gray circle because you're not recording. And then make sure that you click once you click the gray circle, it will ask you whether or not you want to include the microphone. Make sure you actually click yes, because if you don't include the microphone, I'm not going to be able to hear your student-led conference. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and go into my Google Slides. So you can see I already have up my student-led conference template, but typically your slides would look something like this. You can see I have lots of other things in my slides, but that's not important right now. What is important is the copy of the student-led conferences. All right, you all have access to this. And I know the first time I shared it, you didn't have complete access, but basically what you're going to do is you're going to be creating a copy of this. All right. So you can see there's lots of different things available for you on the side. Now, part of why I'm bringing this up is because this is how you're going to change the theme if you want to. So what the background is, black background with white lettering or whatever. There has to be some sort of theme on your student-led conference. But what's most important is this share button. All right, share and export gives you the ability to both share using a link, share directly to me, and it also allows you to make a copy. So I'm going to show you that one more time. So right now we have up our student-led conference template. We're going to click the three dots in the upper right-hand corner. All right, when we click those three dots, we're going to go into that share and export. The first thing you're going to do is share it with me. All right, so you're going to type in EHORAN. Now you can see for me, I already have this. This is my file, so I can't share it with myself. But I could click into it, and basically that would be the person I'm sharing it with. Make sure that you share your student-led conference video with me or this student-led conference slideshow. Otherwise, I won't have access to it. All right. So again, we went into those three dots, clicked share and export. We clicked the share button and typed in my information. Right. So you're going to make sure that you're sharing it with me. Before you do that, though, make sure you actually click make a copy. This will then make a copy of the student-led conferences in your drive. Okay, so what you're going to do when you're going through the student-led conferences is you're going to walk through this template. All right, so you're going to fill out this slideshow. You're going to tell me who you are. All right, tell me a little bit about yourself. How old are you? What are some of your hobbies? What do you like to do at home? Tell me about your accomplishments. These accomplishments do not have to be academic. All right, so maybe one of your accomplishments is that you were finally able to get the high score in a video game that you've been working on. Maybe one of your accomplishments is you finally were able to cook dinner without burning it. I don't care what your accomplishments are, but you all have accomplishments. All right, if you think that you don't, make sure you're emailing me and I'll tell you what they are because I know that you all have them. All right, so then we get into the what do you want to get what do you want to get out of school? So do you want to just get good grades? Do you want to get socialization? Do you want to get a diploma? Right? Those are all things that you can get out of school. Make sure that you're telling me about them in words, right? So don't just say, I want to get good grades. All right, that's the template I already have for you. I want more than that because otherwise I can't really grade you very well. All right, so tell me as much as you can about it. I want to know how you've grown. So from the beginning of the school year, how have you grown? All right, like I don't mean physically like, oh, are you taller? I mean literally like how you've grown as a person. All right, how your character has developed. Do you have more friends? Are you doing better in school? Are you doing better in something? All right, how you've grown as a person, not literal how you've grown in inches. I want to know what you've learned this year. Again, does not necessarily have to be academic, but it certainly can be. I don't want you to feel like you have to tell me about something you learned in English and in math and in social studies. That's not very realistic. All right. I do want to know what you've learned. Maybe you've learned something about yourself this year. Maybe you've learned things about a different subject or something that sparked your interest. And lastly, telling me what you want to do after high school. All right, so it does not have to be a definitive plan, but it does have to be a plan. All right, so those are the basics on how you're going to be creating your student-led conference slideshow and how you're going to actually video record yourself talking to me about that slideshow. All right, so that's going to be the easiest way for y'all. I know that those of you that came to class on Friday and Monday did see another way of doing like a voiceover, but this is actually a lot easier. If you don't have access to the screen recording app for whatever reason, make sure that you're letting me know. Other than that, I'll be in contact with all of you over the next 6 weeks. So make sure that you're checking your emails daily and checking your Canvas daily as well. If you do not have access to any of the materials that I've shown, please make sure you're shooting me an email. All right, have a great rest of your day.